So it looks like we're not done talking about Toy Story just yet. We actually have the director of the original Toy Story movies being extremely critical of the new one, Lightyear. I guess he's also critical of Strange World. Unfortunately, what he's actually saying, from what I've seen here, hasn't been reported on. All of the outlets just say that he's extremely critical of it. Still funny, though, because after this guy left Pixar, they have been in a really weird place. This outlet here, of course, doesn't miss the chance to say that he's been dismissed from Pixar for sexual misconduct towards employees. I don't know what's going on there. He's already working at a new place. He's in charge of Skydance Animation. So, I mean, if it was that bad, he wouldn't be working at Skydance Animation. He'd be fired industry-wide. So I don't know what the allegations are. I do know that whatever he has to say about Disney, though, is probably true, because they've had one of the worst box offices in the history of the company last year. It was one of the worst box offices in the history of their company. It's awful. Particularly Toy Story, Lightyear, and Strange World. Two movies that failed to give their audience any idea what the plot was for them. Lightyear was especially confusing because the movie isn't about the toy. It's the movie that inspired the toy, or it was Andy's vision of the toy or some shit. It wasn't clear at all. Not clear at all. So they had like problems with that, and just all of the marketing for those movies was based on representation, and it just didn't sit that well with fans. And the box office proves that. Hell, Lightyear and Strange World are on the streaming services now, and that didn't help them gain any popularity either. They didn't become cult classics through streaming or Blu-ray release, which happens quite a bit. If a movie is underrated in the theaters, sometimes it finds a second life with home video or streaming. I would consider those both the same now. Just put streaming with home video. Neither helped. Didn't turn these movies into cult classics. Strange World could still come out on Blu-ray, but the fact that it's on streaming, it doesn't matter anymore. So, original Toy Story director John Lasseter is reportedly very critical of this year's Lightyear spin-off movie, as well as another major Disney flop. A recent posting from Matthew Baloney's Puck newsletter reflected on the recent changes occurring in Hollywood animation's field, including former Pixar CEO John Lasseter now leading the charge for Skydance Animation. The report also stated that two people who have spoken with the original Toy Story director says he was extremely critical of both Lightyear and Strange World, Disney's two major box office flops of 2022. Lasseter is said to hold extra contempt for the latter projects failing and having, because he created and nurtured these characters for, as they note here, 25 years. Pixar's in a bad place. I don't know what they're going to do. This happens quite a bit when someone that founded something leaves. It's quite sad. Quite sad. Why Lightyear was a rare Pixar bomb? I don't know. I don't know how you could keep making excuses for that movie or Disney in general. I mean, Minions: The Rise of Gru. And they note here in this article, made $939 million at the box office, which is nothing to sneeze at. It did extremely well. While Disney has really been failing when it comes to these animated movies, CGI animated, whatever. Encanto was a flop. Turning Red was a flop. Strange World was a flop. Lightyear was a flop. They've had a lot of flops. Quite a bit. And how long that continues, I don't know. I think next year will be a little bit better. But as they point here, 2022 box office was not that good to Disney. Now, they had a win with Avatar. $1.6 billion, I think it's at now or something. It's doing well. It's probably going to hit $2 billion, which is insane to me. I don't understand it, but it's doing a lot better than I thought it would. So they got to win there. They got to win with Black Panther and Doctor Strange. So their Marvel shit does well. But when they try to do anything with what they're known for, they just flop now. They're not good at making original IP anymore, which is kind of a problem for that company. So 2023's list, I have it pulled up here. There's quite a few Disney movies on here, like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's not going to flop. In fact, Guardians of the Galaxy is probably going to be a massive hit. I think that movie's going to make $1 billion. It's going to be the last James Gunn one. So I'm sure he's going out with a bang on it. And just going off of the holiday special, which they shot, I guess they shot it on phones or something. I don't know. Like, they shot it in a weekend for shits and giggles while they were filming this movie. And I thought that special was pretty good. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will be good. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania will probably do well. I don't know if it'll do as well as Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm sure it'll do okay. Little Mermaid is going to be a flop. Going to be a giant flop. Marvels is going to be a giant flop. I don't know what else on this list is Disney stuff. Like, because Spider-Man Across the Universe is going to be Sony, even though that will help Marvel's brand for the character strengthen if that does well. So technically, that would be a success for Disney. Outside of Marvel stuff, Disney isn't doing that well anymore. And I don't know how long the Marvel shit is going to last. Most of these movies, too, one thing to note, a lot of these movies are franchises, which is what's funny. These are the big 2023 movies. Kraven the Hunter. What a mistake. Why Sony? I hope all of these Spider-Man spin-off on villains drop and flop. Who wants to see Kraven the Hunter? Is he going to fight Silver Sable and shit? Like, this, without Spider-Man in this, it's going to be shit. Just like Morbius. They had one hit with Venom, and they decided we're going to make our SCU, Spider-Man Cinematic Universe. No one asked for that. It's a stupid idea. Just because Joker did well doesn't mean you can just take obscure Spider-Man characters and turn these into hits. Like, they're even making like movies based on like one-off characters that have never appeared again. It's like somebody's going through all of the old Spider-Man issues and saying, who can we mine here? Like, some luchador guy is getting a movie. Hypno Hustler is getting. Who's asking for this shit? Anyway, off topic. Disney, not in the best place. And now you've got people that used to work for the company coming out and trashing them. I think 2023 will be good Marvel-wise for them. But as far as like original properties that come out and shit like The Little Mermaid, I think all of those are going to flop. Be another bad year for them in that aspect. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed to that notification bell. Check out my locals and my Rumble, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.